What is water methanol injection? How does it work? Is it worth it? And how did it give me 50 extra horsepower? Stay tuned, watch the video to the end, and you'll find out how. Yo, what's up my YouTube fam? Welcome to another video. Let's get straight to it. So you guys can understand this video just a little bit better in case you're not too familiar with water methanol and you want to find out about it. I'm going to tell you about the two main things or the reasons why you will want water methanol. First, it reduces the inlet air temperature. So it's bringing cooler air into your car. Second, it's a detonation suppression. So it helps with knock and pre-detonation in your engine, which could ultimately hurt your engine, have it run hot, burn spark plugs, melt rings. One of the main reasons why people blow their engines is when the temps get too hot and you start to have, pre-detonation or broken spark plugs in your car. So a cooler, denser air charge helps with pre-detonation, so that ultimately will boost. Also, with water methanol, you can add more time into your vehicle. So it acts as a higher octane, so you can use normal gas. So if you're on a higher map, like 100 octane or 93 octane, or let's say you just have poor quality gas where you live, you can use water methanol as a substitute. It does raise the octane in your vehicle, and it does allow you to add more time, which ultimately will give you more power and more time for the detonation to occur. Generally, or most of the times when you buy a water methanol kit, it comes with a tank, it comes with a pump, and it also comes with an injector nozzle, which comes in different sizes depending on how much power you're shooting to your vehicle. Some are bigger, some are smaller. Generally, the rule of thumb is if you're pushing a lot of power, you want a bigger nozzle to push more water injection. A prime example is if you put a big nozzle and you're not pushing that much horsepower, you can oversaturate your engine with the water methanol. It won't hurt your engine, so don't worry about that, but you won't get that same boost that you generally will without the right size nozzle. Sometimes you can even do a dual setup to your car to where you can have 2 injection points with the water methanol. And like I said, it's a common misconception that when you run water methanol, sometimes you can oversaturate your engine with too much water met. I'm gonna say from someone who has water methanol, it atomizes enough with the pressure and the fine nozzle that it won't harm your engine. Although if you are injecting too much, it will hinder your performance. Just did a little bit on detonation in this video that I'm showing right here. It's basically when you have small explosions that are occurring in your combustion chamber before the spark, which will heat up the engine super fast. So the water methanol cools that down to ultimately prevent that from happening. So now I'm going to talk about the pros of water methanol. I'm going to talk from my personal experience as well as some of my colleagues and my friends who also put water methanol in their vehicle. Everyone has a different purpose. My purpose of putting water methanol in my engine was to add more power and also cool my engine down, being that I was running a really heavy race map. So the first pro to having water methanol is, of course, more horsepower. So I guess the biggest question is, how do you get more horsepower with water methanol? Well, the reason you get more horsepower is because it's sending cool temperatures to your engine with more dense air. More dense air means more boost. For example, have you ever noticed that you drove your car when it was cold and you got a better performance, or early in the morning you had a better performance? That's because the engine is still cool, and that's because you're getting that cold, dense air in your vehicle. So what water methanol does, it sustains that, and it also gives you more by ultimately dropping all of your inlet temps in your vehicle. And it has a higher octane, and of course, the octane itself doesn't give you more power, it just enables you to have more power from the extra timing that's added to your vehicle. The second thing is a win-win. it cleans your engine. It literally steam cleans your pistons and your rings. When I was running my MEP and I took off my intake just to kind of check to see how my engine looked, although I have an oil catch can as a preventive measure, you can look at my other video on oil catch cans right at the top, my engine looked brand new. It literally is getting steam cleaned because you have water and alcohol that's consistently spraying on that engine and keeping it clean. So I haven't had any carbon buildup issues. A lot of people ask, hey, how's your engine doing? Is it still strong? Can it handle the horsepower that you're throwing at it? Yes, it can. The reason why is because I have the water methanol, which is keeping my engine cool, helping me with my pre-detonation, and sustaining the life of my engine. So that's another great reason why I feel that you should have water methanol in your vehicle. The third pro is something that I hit on a little bit earlier in the introduction to water methanol. For the people who didn't know about it, it extremely cools your engine down. My temps in my engine dropped by 80 degrees with water methanol. So my engine is always running healthy. If I do a hard run or a pass, actually I'm gonna show you a link up here. I showed you guys just kind of the temperatures in my car. It helps out tremendously. It really keeps that engine cool. I kind of hinted about that before, but I just wanted to say that again. And fourthly, it's kind of what I talked about in the introduction. It prevents pre-detonation, which is the engine killer, by maintaining the temperatures in your engine. So the fifth thing is it raises your octane level in your vehicle. So if you're on a race tune and you need to run against race gas, or like I said, if you're running a poor quality or grade of gas, it acts as a substitute and it puts your octane up to 105. So I know there's a lot of people who only have 91 or who have poor gas. This would be a great resource for you to get for your vehicle. So the cons in having water methanol, the con. So I would say one of the biggest cons is it's expensive to maintain. And why I say it's expensive, you generally can get, a gallon of Boost juice, which is what you saw me pouring in the beginning of the video. Boost juice, you get about 4 gallons for about 40 to 50 bucks. eBay, Amazon. Yeah, you get 4 gallons, but if you're running your car really hard and let's say you go to a track day, you can go through 1 gallon. You can go through 1 gallon, so just keep in mind, it's just like race gas. If you get in, you're conservative with it, it can last a long time, but if you really are using it for performance or you're really putting your foot on the gas, it can be expensive because you can run through 4 gallons really quick. Then you have to spend another 50 bucks. There are alternatives to water methanol. Some people use windshield wiper fluid, but that has a lower methanol rating, probably about 20. You gotta get the negative ones, and some people also will use denatured alcohol. But like I said, I tend to stick to the water methanol because a lot of times those items can sit on the shelf for a long time and can lose its potency, and you won't get the fuel and you won't get the full value out of it. The second thing, it's an extra part to maintain in your car. It's extra maintenance. It's, like when I put my oil catch can in my car, that's something I have to check. It's going to be an extra maintenance in your vehicle, and it can tend to be a headache after a while, but I will say that it doesn't bother me. Like I said before, for all my subscribers who ask how my engine is holding up, my engine is holding up great. The reason it's holding up great is because I'm doing things like an oil catch can. I'm doing things like water methanol. So when I am running my car hard, it has that safety net versus me just doing it regular. And I frequently, look at my math, I look at my spark plugs because I'm a DIY guy, so I can ensure that my engine health is really well in my vehicle. For my subscribers, you guys know I already have a built engine with forged pistons and rings waiting with a new timing chain and tension of waiting to be put in it. I've had for 1.5 years. In my mind, I said, okay, if I blow this engine, then I'm gonna go ahead and put that engine in, but this engine has been holding up well, and I won't really see too many gains out of the new engine. It is bored, maybe about 5 horsepower gain, so it's just not a big demand from a labor expense for me to put it in there. But I am working on a big turbo project. Don't worry, guys, that's gonna come soon. With COVID, I'm just, I have a lot of DIY guys working on this, building the parts for me. I think it's a win-win. Now I can just kind of work on that turbo outside of the vehicle, and just at that point I will have to put that engine in because my stocks, I'm pretty much at the level now. And another question a lot of people, ask me is the biggest debate that I get a lot, just common people in general: how are you pushing so much horsepower on a 2.0 engine? How is this possible? I'm running this. You can't get that much power from this engine. I think the proof is in the pudding. APR alone gives you between 360 to 373 horsepower with 100 octane tune and E85. That's without the S3 injector. That's without the racing front mount intercooler, and that's without the water mat. So the platform is there and you can shoot for the skies. So there's a 400 plus horsepower Audi Q3 currently on Smoking Tire, which took his car above 400 as well without water mat. So I challenge anyone who debates or anyone who doubts our platform to tell me why and how it's not possible when someone takes their car to a certain extent to get a certain amount of horsepower. I know that I'm not the fastest car in the world. I know that I can get beat. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that with the amount of power that I put to my vehicle, I'm able to compete with elite vehicles. As you can see in some of my videos, I don't go crazy with racing on the streets. I take that to the track. So if you see me with a small little pool video, that's going to be the reason why. But yeah, like I said, this channel is to show other people ways to improve their vehicle's performance, the maintenance, and the aesthetics of your vehicle. It's a new forum. So if you're coming to this channel, you can learn a lot. I learned a lot from you guys. I ask that you share as much as you can. Most of my topics are from my subscribers within themselves. So yeah, if anyone lives in Texas, and you got an Audi RS5 and an Audi RS5, B9 2019, a B8, B8.5 Audi RS5 or S5, let's meet up. Let's give these viewers some fun videos. Let's show them and let me show you what our car can do. But anyway, it's 4 Rings for Life. I love every Audi. I appreciate you guys for your support to the channel. The channel is definitely growing. I got more videos coming. I'm gonna keep it consistent for you guys. Thanks for your time. Peace.